And streaming on CrossroadsToday.com, authorities were on the scene of a two-car collision. One person was taken to the hospital.
A 14-year-old teen dies of a fentanyl overdose in Carrollton in one of several recent teen overdoses.
And a North Texas father on trial for a triple murder after police say he aided his son to and from a fatal shooting.
Moisture moving out ahead of the front, running into the front. The front's going to push into the area. Yeah, we could see some thunderstorms this evening and into tomorrow. We'll talk all about it.
And the Victoria East Titans and Veterans Memorial Eagles battled it out tonight. We see how they did in sports.
You're watching 25 News Now at 10. Good evening and thank you for joining us for 25 News Now. After the State of the Union address, I'm Don Brubaker.
And I'm Karina Garcia.
This is an alert day, so let's take a first look at your forecast with First Warn Storm Team meteorologist Howie Gordon. Howie?
All right, it's been raining for several hours. We've been seeing moisture pushing in from the Gulf out ahead of a boundary that's headed our way. We have upper level support, fast moving winds. We have moisture running into moisture. Yeah, we are seeing some showers. This could become heavier overnight and into tomorrow as that cold front continues to make its way into the crossroads. All right, here's some of our temperatures. Yeah, they're holding up pretty good, still in the 60s and the 70s. This is going to change, though, as that cold front drops down, bringing that cooler, dry, sinking air in. We're going to see temperatures in the 60s, eventually a couple days from now, only highs in the 50s. Okay, our winds, we were a little gusty earlier. For now, still 10 to 15 mile per hour winds. These winds could strengthen, though, as we see that boundary push through the area. We'll be in the 60s this evening, 30% chance of rain. Overnight, though, look at that, an 80% chance of showers, patchy fog as we drop down to 66 degrees. Again, as that boundary heads our way, we could have some strong storms overnight and into tomorrow. We'll talk all about it coming up.
Howie, thank you. Authorities on the scene Tuesday afternoon, a two-car collision in the 700 block of Guadalupe Street. At least one person was taken to the hospital. It happened just before 5:15 p.m. A car on scene rolled over, but as of now, no major injuries reported. A reporter on scene says one vehicle had several passengers, including some children. That area is south of East Brazos and east of North Main Street. Again, no major injuries.
Authorities report a two-vehicle crash with no major injuries happened late Tuesday afternoon in the 2500 block of U.S. Highway 77 North. Highway 77 was shut down to north and southbound traffic to allow the Hallettsville Volunteer Fire Department to put out the fire. Highway 77 has since reopened. The DeWitt County Sheriff's Office is still looking for two men accused of posing as Texas Rangers to rob an elderly man in the Yorktown area on January 22nd. The Sheriff's Office released sketches of the two men who are in their 40s. If you can help, call the Sheriff's Office at 361-275-5734.
Bay City police searching for a suspect in a murder there January 24th. 25-year-old Jared Applin found dead inside a car at 1212 Whitson Street. Authorities in Bay City say 17-year-old Clarence Small is charged with murder and aggravated robbery in the death of Jared Applin. Still on the run is 23-year-old Joshua Caesar. He may be in the Bay City area or the El Campo area. He's considered armed and dangerous. If you have any information, you can call Bay City PD at 979-245-8500.
In North Texas, a mother shares her pain after her 14-year-old son dies of a fentanyl overdose, one of the several recent teen overdoses in the area.
Jose Alberto Perez loved football and dancing with his sister and jumping in his mother's arms. He was 14 years old. Now he's buried under bouquets of white flowers.
Que no saben el dolor.
Jose's mom, Lilia, does not speak English, but you don't have to speak Spanish to hear her pain.
Es muy difícil levantarme que no esté.
It's so hard to wake up, she told me, and not see her son. Jose is one of 3 children in Carrollton, Lilia said, to die of a fentanyl overdose since September. She found her baby unresponsive in his bed on January 26th.
Mi hijo ya estaba.
My son had already died, she said. To me, it wasn't real. I thought it was a bad joke, but it was real. Federal authorities arrested 2 adults Friday, Luis Eduardo Navarrete and Magali Mejia Cano, both accused of selling fentanyl-laced pills to unknowing underage children.
No estén matando a nuestros hijos. que no nos los maten.
Don't be killing our children, Lilia cried. Don't kill them, because this pain is enormous.
Y hoy está mi hijo muerto y yo con un dolor que no puedo con él.
My son is dead, she said. I have a pain I can't handle. Please, kids, think of your parents, she cried. And please don't do drugs. Not one drug.
Mi hijo estaba muy feliz.
This memorial she made, Lilia doesn't think she can take it down.
Quiero que él sepa que para mí no está muerto.
I want him to know, to me, he's not dead, she cried.
Él está vivo.
To me, he's still alive. In Carrollton, I'm Sydney Persing.
The man accused of killing 23 people inside a Walmart in 2019 expected to plead guilty to federal charges tomorrow in El Paso. Patrick Crusius is accused of targeting Mexicans, quote unquote, during the mass shooting, leaving several people hurt. 23 people were killed. The 24-year-old is charged with federal hate crimes and firearms violations. While federal authorities won't seek the death penalty, it's still possible if he's convicted on a state capital murder charge.
A North Texas father is on trial for a triple murder. Prosecutors say his teenage son committed the crime in December 2021. The teenager is still on the run, and investigators believe his father helped him. Prosecutors and the defense say a then 14-year-old boy shot and killed 3 other teenagers. Richard Acosta, the father of the suspected shooter, is on trial for capital murder because police and prosecutors claim dad knew exactly what his son was going to do.
This is not a whodunit, ladies and gentlemen. It's one question. Did this defendant intentionally promote or assist by encouraging, directing, aiding, attempting to aid Abel in the killing of those 3 boys? At the end of this trial, after you see all the evidence and you apply your good common sense, there will be no doubt that he is guilty of capital murder.
Something the defense attorney mentioned, which has become clear. Richard Acosta will take the stand in his own defense during the trial, something that does typically happen. As for the teenager Abel Acosta, there is no evidence that his father knows where he is.
State Senator Roland Gutierrez announced Tuesday additional legislation filed in response to the Uvalde school shooting last May. Gutierrez said the bills aim to increase school safety and create a monument to mass shooting victims in the Texas State Cemetery. In addition, Gutierrez, who represents Uvalde, will make a request to provide funding for safety measures in schools and mental health care.
Mr. Speaker, the President of the United States.
Biden offers a reassuring assessment of the nation's condition as he delivers his second State of the Union address. He declares that America is unbowed, unbroken in the face of the pandemic and economic threats. He's also appealing to Republicans to work with him as a weary nation struggles with economic uncertainty, a war in Ukraine, and growing tensions with China. It's Biden's first speech to Congress since Republicans took control of the House in the midterm elections. And so here's your viewer poll tonight. Scan that QR code on your screen to vote. Did you watch the State of the Union address tonight? Yes or no? We take a look at those results, and 42% say yes and 58% say no. Thank you for participating tonight. Remember, come to crossroadstoday.com/vote to participate in all our daily viewer polls.
The House Oversight Committee chairman took aim at President Biden's border and immigration policies at a Tuesday hearing on the state of the border. He cited the halting of construction of border barriers, the moratorium on deportations when President Biden first took office, and the end of Trump-era policies.
Make no mistake, the state of our border is in crisis. Jay Johnson, the Secretary of Homeland Security under President Obama, once said that 1,000 apprehensions per day overwhelms the system. In 2019, he said, and I quote, "I cannot begin to imagine what 4,000 a day looks like." So we are truly in a crisis.
In his opening remarks, a ranking committee member pushed back on Comer's comments, saying it's up to Congress to pass immigration reform and that the Republican Party is stopping the process. Before the hearing, the White House distributed a memo crediting new immigration and border security actions with reducing southern border crossings last month. Stay with us. Coming up on 25 News now at 10. A man was shot and killed in the parking lot of a South Carolina restaurant after meeting someone to sell a French bulldog.
Also ahead, a 21-year-old suspect with ties to a mass shooting in Florida last week led authorities on a chase before he was shot and killed.
News Center 25 at 6 and 10 is also heard on KVNN 1340 AM, Victoria's News Network.
It's time to win a beautiful new luxury watch.
This Saturday, you can roll out of Coshada with a new Rolex watch in the $60,000 Valentine's Sweetheart giveaway. Hourly free play drawings start at 4 p.m. And at 10, one gentleman will win a Rolex watch. Then at 11, one lucky lady will win a ladies' Rolex watch. The $60,000 Valentine's Sweetheart giveaway. This Saturday at Coshada, Louisiana's best bet.
At a time when misinformation is all too common on social media, we take great pride in bringing you the news that matters, that impacts your family, news you can trust. Local broadcast journalists bring you the facts, covering the stories breaking in our community and across the globe. Text TV to 52886 and let Congress know you depend on local journalism. This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
5 years ago, I threw away a promising career to move to London for a man. But who needs a promising career? What are you gonna put me on? City Beat? Crime Beat?
The Deadbeat.
You're putting me on obituaries?
How did I end up here?
Don't you come any closer, I will kill you.
I'm already dead. You're the only one that can see me.
No, I do not see dead people. I'm having a hard time not bringing work home with me. We were the same age.
Yeah, except you got old.
And you died.
I know, super sadsies.
What is going on with you?
I am just a disaster.
She's funny. We should set her up with someone funny. You guys are trying to set me up on dates?
So, you were living in London with your ex?
We were actually engaged. Should I tell you that? So do you like bagels?
I don't eat food with holes in it.
Cool.
Ain't nobody quite like me. I do what I please. I'm me.
A man was shot and killed in the parking lot of a South Carolina restaurant after meeting with someone to sell a French bulldog. 76-year-old Lonnie Alford Ray was the victim of the shooting. Investigators say Ray made arrangements online to meet someone at a KFC to sell a French bulldog. According to the Lee County Sheriff's Office, the suspect snatched the leash of the dog from Ray and shot him. Ray's friend who was with him was also shot. Ray was taken to the hospital where he later died. Police say a 21-year-old man with suspected ties to the Lakeland, Florida mass shooting last week led them on a chase before he was shot and killed by an officer Monday. Police attempted to serve a robbery warrant to 21-year-old Alex Green and then question him about the Lakeland mass shooting. Green then led authorities on a chase for nearly 15 minutes, which ended outside a family restaurant. Green then stole another car and drove towards a Lakeland police captain who opened fire and hit the suspect.
He created quite a mess. He made one last bad decision. He won't make any more. We don't choose to chase, people choose for us to chase them. We don't choose to shoot, people choose for us to shoot them. That was totally on him.
Police found guns, cocaine, and a large amount of cash in Green's car. Almost 12 people were hurt in the drive-by shooting last week. Help from the U.S. is now on the way to one of the deadliest natural disasters to unfold this century. First responders in Turkey and Syria continue their search and rescue efforts as the death toll climbs to 7,700.
However, there are glimmers of hope as humanity's best works through the frigid cold and devastation.
In the snow and surreal wreckage of collapsed concrete, a girl in pink pajamas with a kiss from a rescuer, now in safe hands, removed from the rubble. Across Turkey and Syria, teams of human chains are still trying to find people. Voices heard underneath mountains of debris. This English teacher last reached out to his friend Mustafa just before the quakes.
It was horrible, horrible. I can't explain with words.
You haven't heard from Mustafa since then?
Actually, and since then we're here waiting to hear anything from him.
The U.S. is sending its best to the disaster zones in Turkey. Virginia Task Force 1 is dispatched with 79 first responders and 6 dogs packed onto this cargo plane. The team will join 78 members of the Los Angeles County Fire Department, both units specializing in urban search and rescue. And in Syria, staggering scenes of outright destruction. In war-torn Aleppo, a representative from UNICEF described a sense of panic, especially among the young.
Children who have been very traumatized by a lot of war were again bewildered, didn't know what was happening, and it was really quite scary because of the aftershocks, but also because buildings were toppling around them.
I'm Mike Valerio reporting.
A fire on a United Airlines flight this morning left 4 people hurt and prompted the flight to return back to San Diego. San Diego fire authorities say the fire started from the battery of an electrical device on the plane. They credit the flight crew with preventing the fire from spreading further, as the crew members were the ones to contain it.
The guy next to me, 2 seats over, started to scream. The guy in first class said, "Oh God," and put his shirt up over his face. And then I saw a flash of fire, and then you see the flight attendants running back and forth with fire extinguishers.
I grabbed a stewardess, and she told me that it was someone's battery that had blown up. So that's what happened. But I was grateful when I heard that, because I knew that it wasn't like a systematic, fault in the airplane.
Fire crews evaluated everyone on board. 4 people were taken to the hospital.
We're already seeing some rain, more moisture's moving in. Boundary headed their way. Yeah, we could see some heavy rain overnight and into tomorrow. We're going to talk about that straight ahead.
My name is Tanika Bufford, and I am a drug prevention specialist with Midcoast Family Services. Should we be concerned about the fentanyl crisis here in the Golden Crescent region? Absolutely. Fentanyl is a dangerous drug that is 125 times stronger than heroin. It is cheap to manufacture and easy to transport. Sadly, 4 high school youth just up the highway from us died of fentanyl overdose. Anytime you put something into your body that didn't come from a doctor or pharmacy, you are gambling with your life. Period. If you or someone you know is using pills, please seek help immediately. The dangers of fentanyl are real, and it is never too late to get the support that you need. Together, we can make a difference and save lives.
Palace Bingo, where friends meet friends. And with over $500,000 in prizes given away every month, Palace Bingo is the place to be. We've got more chances to win. We've got cash payouts nightly. Palace Bingo in Victoria. Cash payouts nightly. Fantastic food and fun for the whole family. Come out for the fun and stay for the cash. Palace Bingo on Houston Highway in Victoria.
Palace Bingo, where winners take home over $500,000 each month.
Be a winner at Palace Bingo on the Houston Highway.
Palace Bingo, where friends meet friends.
My name is Adarius McCormick, and I want you to know about my new segment, Homemade with Adarius. I will interview amazing people and showcase intriguing places that may be new to you in the Crossroads. Want to show off something homemade? Email us at homemade@victoriatelevision.com. See my new segment on Crossroads Today YouTube channel and Crossroads Today Plus. You do not want to miss this.
Have you been told you have to live with your wound? There is hope at PAM Outpatient Wound Care. At PAM Outpatient Wound Care Clinic, you'll find the latest technology and the most committed and caring professionals dedicated to your wound healing. Our experienced wound healing experts and multidisciplinary team specialize in preventing amputation and preserving limbs.
I began hyperbarics here. I'm walking and have the leg, which is the best part.
Come see us at PAM Outpatient Wound Care, where healing starts here.
Texas Glass and Tinning, your local experts in auto glass replacements, is now offering recalibrations for your windshield replacements to get you back on the road safely. Texas Glass and Tinning has master auto technicians with over 20 years experience, offering you prompt and exceptional service, insured, and servicing the Golden Crescent and surrounding areas.
If it's glass,
It's Texas Glass and Tinting.
All right, we'll start off in Cuero. Cloud cover, looking at showers as well. The showers are going to become a little more widespread, more active, maybe even heavier overnight and into the morning. They started several hours ago, kind of scattered. Some areas, wide open swaths, not seeing rain. Other areas seeing the showers, but more locations are going to be covered up with some rain. All right, today 75. We could be as warm as 88, above average by about 7 degrees. So very nice today. Now, we're looking at potential visibility going down with some fog. Coastal areas getting really taken down. Other locations, not as bad, but some spots, yeah. 2 miles, maybe a quarter of a mile or less in some spots. You combine that with the rain, you want to drive on the slower and the safe side. All right, here's our radar. Here's what we're looking at. I talked about it just a moment ago. Wide open swaths. Some of these swaths will start being covered up by rain. It'll be more widely scattered and maybe even heavier bands as this boundary heads our way and more moisture continues to move in from the Gulf. Okay, what are we looking at in terms of severe weather? For now, it's staying outside of the viewing area. That is subject to change. For now, we are looking at, some strong storms, severe weather. We are a marginal 1. 1 is the first stage. High would be 5. So we're at a marginal risk right now, but most of the activity is staying in terms of predicting strong weather, severe weather, that's staying right now out of the viewing area. So that's good for now, but that could change, as I just mentioned. All right, temperature-wise, we're looking at temperatures again on the coast, mid to upper 60s. You get away from the water, still in the lower 70s. So I loved our little mini heat wave, if you will. Very, very nice, very spring and almost summer-like. Well, spring-like. We are looking, though, at these temperatures to come down as that cold front heads our way, bringing that cool, dry air down from the north. And these dew points will take a hit as well. These will go down. So they're on the higher side right now. These might get knocked down into the 30s and 40s eventually Wednesday. Now, I expected that front originally to maybe move out of the area by about 7, 8 o'clock in the morning on Wednesday. Probably going to not move off to the coast, out into the waters actually, maybe till about 3 or 4 in the afternoon. So that cold, dry, sickening air is going to knock these dew point temperatures down. We've been at gusty at times. We can still expect, though, winds gusting to about 20 to 25 miles per hour. So you add that with the rain and the fog, hey, it's going to be tricky out there. You want to be safe out here in South Texas. All right, HD full color. I love saying that. Here's our cold front. What's going on? There's moisture moving in out ahead of the front, running into one another. We have upper level support, fast moving winds. That's triggering some showers. Then this boundary is going to move in there. That could bring some heavier, more widespread rain showers as it moves through the crossroads. Okay, but eventually it will move through. Maybe Wednesday afternoon, I talked about that. Then high pressure comes in with cool, dry, sinking air. We'll only see highs in the 60s, but then we'll warm up for about a day. But right on the heels is another cold front. That's right. That's going to bring even cooler, dry air into the crossroads. We're going to see highs getting stuck in the 50s for a couple days. All right, here's our other future tracker. Here's what we got. Yeah, showers. The boundary moves off. Then the cool, dry, sinking air moves in. Yeah, we'll be looking at some cooler times, especially after that second cold front moves through a couple days from now. Small craft advisory, once again, seas occasionally around 8 feet. That's going to keep our bays on the rough side, so you want to be very careful, again, please, on the waterway. So this evening will be in the 60s, but then overnight, an 80% chance of some showers with some fog. Winds can whip around about 20, 25 miles per hour. That's right, maybe some thunderstorms for tonight or into tomorrow. Tomorrow, only a high of 62. I talked about it, another 70% chance of some rain. Talked about that, another alert day. Here we go in Cuero. Yeah, eventually we do warm up and cool down and warm up all over again. And for Port Lavaca, we do dry off, we cool down, we warm up all over again. And then right here in Victoria, alert day for Wednesday. That cold front knocks us down, we warm up, then look at the second cold front, knocks us into the 50s, but we do warm up later on in the week. For more weather, news, and sports, you can go to our app. That's at crossroadstoday.com, and that is free with any Android and iPhone.
And we check out how the Victoria East Titans did in their district title game. That's coming up after the break.
Branded Cowboy Church proudly presents an evening with Mark Lowry, Saturday, February 18th at the Victoria Fine Arts Center. Mark Lowry is a well-known Christian comedian, gospel singer, and songwriter, most well-known for the Christmas classic, Mary, Did You Know? And an incredible storyteller. Tickets start at just $25 and can be purchased online at brandedcowboychurch.com. You don't want to miss an evening with Mark Lowry, sponsored in part by the Victoria Television Group.
There have been ups and downs over the last couple of years, but we persevered and kept moving forward.
And it has been awesome to see our community staying strong and working together when we need each other.
We want to encourage you to keep strong, but also know that when life puts you in a difficult situation, our law firm is here to help.
We are proud Texans who have each other's back.
So from all of us here at Cole, Easley, and Skiba, we want to express our deep gratitude to our community and encourage you all to stay strong.
The Kiwanis Club has been serving the youth in Victoria since 1946, and we are excited to announce our 15th annual Riverside Bicycle Ride, presented by Civil Corp on March 25th, to raise funds and awareness for our partner organizations who serve children of the crossroads. Join us for this timed and SAG-supported ride with 6 routes, including a 10K family ride with fun activity stops, starting at First English Lutheran Church. Register at riversideride.com. Kids need Kiwanis. Kiwanis needs you. Sponsored in part by the Victoria Television Group. Victory Kia and Victory Buick GMC want to let you know that you can lean on us. We will award $500 to a deserving winner. Drop off an entry form at any of our participating dealerships in the Lean On Me drop box with your story and contact info. Go to crossroadstoday.com/leanonme for more information or to enter online. You can tune in every other Thursday at the 6, 9, and 10 p.m. news to view our winners. Lean On Me is sponsored by Victory Kia and Victory Buick GMC.
Did you get my Valentine? What if you made another Valentine for someone in your desk pod?
There, girls. I need a woman.
Bust the move. I found this Valentine in my mailbox, and it's from, quote, a secret admirer. Is this from one of you guys?
I know who it is.
Just don't do anything nasty on school grounds, because if I can, then y'all can.
I have something really important I need to ask you.
Bust the move.
Howdy Crossroads, the Victoria East Lady Titans took on the Veterans Memorial Eagles for the district title in Corpus Christi. The Lady Titans faced off with the Eagles, and freshman Avery Valentine on East would lead and score 14 points in the game. The Lady Titans had the lead after the first quarter by 9-8. Unfortunately, that would not be enough. The Titans would fall and finish second place in the district, losing 50-36. Now they will prepare for the playoffs. The Edna Cowgirls are going to the postseason. After trailing by 4 going into the half, they turned it around in the second half. Jashanti Guerra with an insane 13 points in the third quarter and 19 total in the game to go along with clutch shooting from Kashaya Robinson, who balled out as well. Yoakum played well, but the third quarter buried them. Speaking with Jashanti after the game, sports reporter Zach Brown says that they knew losing was not an option. 51-42, the final in that one. The Edna Cowboys also took care of business tonight against the Yoakum Bulldogs, but it was a closer game. The Cowboys were led by the former Athlete of the Week, Kevin Robinson, who scored 19 points, including 10 points in the third quarter. Edna Cowboy Floyd Raxton scored 10 points as well. And Yoakum's Xavier Barnett had a good night too, scoring 16 points. The West Warriors traveled down to Gregory Portland and took on to look to better its spot in the seeding in the playoffs. The Warriors were down by 7, but in the final corner, it did not matter. The Warriors went on and completed the comeback by 4. The top 2 scorers for the Warriors were Zoe Morgan with 14 and Jackson Hodge with 13. This means West is now second place of the zones, and Gregory Portland is in third. The Jack Brown Memorial Golf Tournament hosted by Texas A&M International at the Laredo Country Club is over, and the men's team made the podium. The Jaguars finished in third place behind UT Tyler, and St. Mary's finishing with a 2-round score of 599. Head golf coach Garrett Adair said, falling to some good Division II schools is a good stepping stone to get to where they want to go. Jackson Langford was the best finisher for the men's team, shooting 2 under par and had the lead at one point. Another top performer was Joshua Fundervat who had 8 birdies in 2 rounds, 5 of which came in the final day, leading him to an 8th place finish. The women's team finished in 11th place, but no golfer in the field finished on par or better in the final round. And lastly, Los Angeles Lakers star LeBron James is attempting to break the long-standing record held by Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. But if you wanted to go to the game tonight, it would cost you a pretty penny. The cost for the seats against the Oklahoma City Thunder would have been $75,000 each. Those same seats are even priced higher for Thursday's game for the Lakers on the Thursday night game when they play against the Milwaukee Bucks, the 2 teams Kareem Abdul-Jabbar played for during his Hall of Fame career. For that game, $242,000, including fees if he does not complete the feat tonight. But he's on his way. The game is currently in halftime, and he is 16 points away. Don and Karina, do y'all think he's going to get it done tonight or maybe on Thursday?
Yes.
Probably Thursday. Oh.
Tonight.
Glad to see y'all on the same page.
I say go with Don. He knows his sports. This is the guy. All right, we'll stay with us. Coming up on 25 News Now at 10. We'll take a last look at your weather. Plus, an anti-abortion man attempts to climb the Chase Tower today in Phoenix.
Join us at First United Methodist Church Sunday mornings at 8:30 on KAVU TV. But if you're looking for a place to worship in person, we'd love to have you join us here at 8:30 and 10:40 in our sanctuary, or at 11 o'clock with Pastor Amanda in our Ignite Contemporary service. As society gets more and more back to normal, we hope that you'll join us for worship. We were made to worship in community. We pray together, sing together, share in Holy Communion together. Won't you come be the church with us at First United Methodist Church?
Weather in the Crossroads can be disruptive, like the big flood, Hurricane Harvey, and the Arctic blast.
Conditions can change in an instant, which is why we're committed to keeping you and your family safe.
Warning you in advance with weather alert days, on air, online, and on our Crossroads Today mobile app.
From Victoria to Cuero and Port Lavaca, the 25 News Now First Warn Storm Team helps you plan your day every day.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America.
USA Foundation Repair, in conjunction with 25 News Now, brings you our Pledge of Allegiance every weekday morning. It's your time to reflect and celebrate our greatness as a country, to be a patriot, and to give thanks for living in the best country in the world. And it all began when you recite our pledge. Brought to you by USA Foundation Repair and 25 News Now.
Indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
A new report shows U.S. consumers are more cautious about spending money. Numbers from the Federal Reserve show outstanding credit grew by about $11.5 billion in December. Bank rate numbers show 46% of credit card holders carry a balance from month to month, while the average card fee hits a record high of almost 20%.
The Department of Homeland Security held a news conference today to discuss safety at this year's Super Bowl. Large events of this magnitude qualify as a national special security event, which are heavily secured due to ongoing threats, including terrorism. The DHS Security says security precautions are planned to ensure the game is a safe and secure event and not due to anything specific.
Aviation security, cargo screening, cargo inspection, video surveillance. We deploy our assets to achieve these critical elements of security. I met yesterday with our canine handlers that do an extraordinary job in training canines to be able to detect elements that could pose a risk to individuals.
The Super Bowl takes place this Sunday in Glendale, Arizona.
Let's check with Howie quickly. Last look at your forecast. Howie?
All right, still looking at some showers. Yeah, we can see some heavier rain overnight and into tomorrow. We're going to see these a little closer together. It's kind of widely scattered. Some areas not seeing any rain, but hey, this eventually will become more conglomerated with more rain showers. This evening we'll be in the 60s overnight. Look at that 80% chance of rain dropping down to 66 degrees. And then for tomorrow, 62, a 70% chance of showers. Looking ahead though, we do cool down a couple days. Look at that dropping down into the 50s.
And finally tonight, an anti-abortion protester in Arizona climbed to the top of Chase Tower in Phoenix today, where he was taken into custody by law enforcement. He is known on social media as Pro-Life Spider-Man, and he said online the climb was to raise money. The Phoenix fire captain said it was a stupid move that was potentially fatal, adding the crew was in constant communication and was ready to jump into action at any moment. By the way, the 40-story former Chase Tower is the tallest building in Arizona.
Goodness. Well, thank you for joining us for 25 News Now at 10. Remember, we're streaming 24/7 on Crossroads Today Plus.
Join Carolina Astorine and meteorologist Trey Mining for 25 News Now. Sunrise starting at 5 a.m. Good night, everybody.